Number 10. Selfie before crime. In March 2021, 23-year-old Eleanor Rohanna Ashford posted a photo on Instagram with her girlfriend, 23-year-old Sarah Canseri, after a session in an indoor rock climbing center. At first, it seemed like an average cute workout photo that you typically see from Instagram influencers, but there was something a bit different about this photo in particular. Just hours after the photo was put up, Eleanor and Sarah went out to Sydney, Australia to rob stores while armed with knives and an axe. In total, they visited 3 different gas stations, stealing cash and cigarettes from each of them. During the robberies, Eleanor had her face covered by a veil with her hair covered by a headscarf, while her girlfriend Sarah had a headscarf over her head and her face was uncovered. Unfortunately for the 2 budding influencers, their extensive social media presence also meant that they were very easily recognizable. It wasn't long before police were able to match the description of the armed robbers to the seemingly lovely, picturesque Instagram couple. And just a few hours after their last robbery, they were arrested by police while in their white Mitsubishi Lancer. Neither of the girls applied for bail, and they are currently still in Sydney jail cells charged with 3 counts of armed robberies. Number 9. Hit by train. In September 2022, a 17-year-old boy named Chittakalu Raju was hanging out with his friends in Telangana, India, to film some Instagram reels. The friend group happened to be near the Kazipet railway station at the time, so they came up with the idea to film Raju as he walked next to the tracks, unbothered, while a train zoomed by behind them, something straight out of a Bollywood movie. The concept was pretty cool, but the execution was pretty terrible. As the train started to get closer, Raju was doing his signature Bollywood slow-mo walk, but here's where things took a terrible turn. One part of the train hit Raju at an incredible high speed, and the impact was so great that the 11th grader went flying in the opposite direction. The boy's friend cut the video and immediately ran towards Raju to check on him, thinking he was dead. Thankfully, he still had some life left, and a railway guard who was close by managed to call an ambulance just in time. Raju was rushed to the hospital where he was treated for his injuries. Doctors later confirmed that the boy's arms and legs had multiple fractures, and the teen had also suffered numerous facial deformities as a result of the accident. Had he been even an inch closer to the train, he could have lost his life. Number 8. Bath bomb disaster. In February 2018, a woman named Rebecca Butler went to a Kroger grocery store to buy a bath bomb after seeing some videos of it online. Bath bombs were an insanely viral trend during that time. It got to the point where you couldn't go through someone's Instagram or Snapchat stories without seeing a bath bomb dissolving in some water. It looked pretty neat and satisfying, so naturally sales went through the roof. But with that in mind, practically every company imaginable came up with their own version of the bath bomb, and some of them weren't that great, to put it lightly. Unfortunately for Rebecca, the bath bomb she bought also fell in the not-so-great category. After having the desired satisfying effect for a minute or two, Miss Butler realized the blue color of the water was actually much stronger than she had hoped. When she got out of the tub after 5 minutes, she noticed that her entire body was stained blue. She posted a tweet showing off her blue arms, legs, and shoulders while warning people not to buy this product from Kroger. She also apologized to her friends, saying that she would not be sending them any new Snapchat messages until she was, quote, no longer a Smurf. The blue dye eventually came off after a few days of intense scrubbing. Number 7. Accidental backlash. On June 13th, 2022, a viral video was posted on Instagram where a woman went on a racist rant about Asian people. In the clip, filmed and posted by a Vietnamese restaurant owner, a customer is seen using multiple slurs against Asian and Chinese people, telling them all to, quote, go back to their country. Once the video was posted online, it quickly made headlines, and people on Twitter went on a manhunt for the racist lady. Eventually, the internet thought they had found the suspect. Iris Mejia, a black beauty salon owner from Orlando, Florida, had a striking resemblance to the woman seen in the video, and naturally, the internet reacted in the most venomous ways you could imagine. Soon enough, Iris had received hundreds, if not thousands, of calls on her business phone, calling her the worst racial slurs possible. It got so bad that she had to shut down her beauty salon for a few days, losing thousands of dollars in revenue. And on top of that, her business was review bombed online, and one person even vandalized the outer wall of her store, writing, go back to your cage. Thankfully, Iris was able to get most of the negative reviews on Google taken down after clarifying the whole situation. On top of this, the woman who had initially posted the video also said that Iris was not the racist lady from the video. Whenever social media tries to take justice into its own hands, it almost always ends up in disaster. Number 6. Showing off tattoos. In 2018, a video featuring a frail old man playing a board game with some friends went viral in Thailand. The man was wearing no shirt, and his entire back and torso were filled with detailed tattoos, which generated a lot of interest among tattoo enthusiasts. But there was one group of people even more interested in his tattoos than they were, and that was the police. It turns out these tattoos matched the description of a man who was wanted in Japan for murder. Japanese authorities had been in contact with the Thai police since at least 2003 regarding a former Yakuza boss, a 72-year-old man named Shigeharu Shirai, who fled to Thailand after allegedly committing a murder. According to Japanese police, Shirai had moved and married a local woman, completely changed his identity in order to escape authorities. Once the video of him went viral, Thai authorities arrested him, and coincidentally, it was the same man the Japanese authorities had been looking for. Shirai eventually surrendered and admitted that he was the former Yakuza member. He did not, however, admit to the murder, but he did say the murder victim used to bully him. He was later extradited to Japan to face consequences, and all further information about him is unknown thanks to Japan's strict protection laws. Do you have any tattoos that would give you away if you were involved in a crime? Tell us in the comments and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Number 5. Family vloggers get canceled. In 2017, the family vlogging channel called Daddy05 was at its peak of popularity. It had amassed hundreds of thousands of subscribers, with tens of millions of views and more than a few viral videos. The content consisted of Heather and Mike Martin and their 5 young children. Usually the parents would play pranks on their kids, and it was all seemingly in good fun. But one video released in 2017 went a step too far. The 2 parents played a prank on their youngest son, Cody, by making him believe that he spilled ink on their expensive carpet. The prank was that it was actually invisible ink, but to sell the idea of the prank, Heather, the mother, verbally berated Cody until he was in tears. The video did not go over well with fans, who called the parents abusive. Soon enough, the internet started to dig up multiple cases of abuse and neglect involving the family, and their entire YouTube channel was demonetized by Google. To make matters even worse, their parents were reported to Child Protective Services, who ended up finding enough evidence of child abuse taking place in that house. After a long court battle, the couple lost custody of 2 of their youngest children, Cody and Emily. The custody was transferred to Mike's ex-wife, and they live with her to this day. Ultimately, the constant quest for viral fame led to this family's very public downfall. Number 4. COVID scare. On February 3rd, 2020, COVID paranoia was at an all-time high. People didn't know much about the virus at the time though, and there was really no way to treat its symptoms either. But one Canadian man didn't think it was all that scary. In fact, he thought the virus was funny. On a flight from Toronto to Jamaica, 28-year-old James Potok thought he had found the perfect opportunity to make a viral video. He pulled out his phone, started recording, and told passengers he had just returned from the Hunan province, describing it as a COVID hotspot. He then said he wasn't feeling all too well. This, of course, didn't sit well with the other people on the plane. The flight attendant escorted Potok to the back of the aircraft and gave him a mask and gloves. The panic reached such high levels that the plane had to divert its course from Jamaica and turn back to land in Toronto. Keep in mind that, by this point, Potok had already told everyone it was just a joke, but with COVID hysteria at a boiling point, it was hard to risk a man spreading the virus to 200 other passengers. Potok was arrested after the plane landed in Toronto and was charged with mischief and breach of reconnaissance. He later apologized for his actions, saying, quote, "It probably wasn't the right thing to do." You think? Number 3. Flying Tesla stunt. In March 2020, TikToker and Tesla enthusiast Dominicus Zegliadis rented out a Tesla Model S to perform some, quote, stunts to post on his TikTok account. He took the car to the hilly Echo Park district in Los Angeles, and there, he sped his Tesla all over the hills, literally making it fly. It's a scene that looked like it came straight out of a movie. The only problem is that his actions were highly illegal. Not only was he violating the terms of his rental contract, but he was also breaking the law by driving recklessly. But his final stunt was the nail in the coffin, figuratively, for this driver. He zoomed the car over a steep hill, and the Tesla flew into the air for a good 3 to 5 seconds before it finally came crashing down onto another car. The situation ended pretty badly, and there was no way the TikToker would make it out of this without any legal trouble. To give Dominicus credit, the video did go viral as he hoped, but it also led police to pursue his case on an urgent basis. The LAPD sent out a tweet saying, quote, "We have received over 50 tips and anticipate more due to the story going viral. Over 90% of the tips are the same person who has a TikTok handle of Dominicus." Later, the TikToker would issue a public apology, and it's unclear whether or not he settled things with the police, but he was not arrested. Number 2. Why DIGIORNO pizza stayed. In September 2014, the hashtag #WhyIStayed quickly became a trending topic on Twitter. It was meant to be a hashtag for why domestic violence survivors stayed in their abusive relationships. Most of the people that used the tag told heartwarming stories about feeling trapped and how they tried to fix their relationships and more. But DIGIORNO Pizza, being a large company, did what big corporations do best and hopped on a trend without realizing the context behind it. The company tweeted, #WhyIStayed, you had pizza. So as you might expect, thousands of Twitter users started harassing the company over such an insensitive tweet. Some even accused DIGIORNO of using domestic violence to promote itself. Soon after, the company deleted the tweet and issued a public apology on the same account saying, quote, "A million apologies. Did not read what the hashtag was about before posting." There's a big chance some underpaid social media intern got fired that day this tweet was posted. The worst part about this is the company's Twitter account didn't just issue one apology, but individually apologized to almost every single Twitter account that called them out. According to the handle, the tweet was only up for about 10 seconds before it was deleted. But that's the bad thing about going viral online. If it's been uploaded for even a second, the internet will remember it for an eternity. Number 1, Licking Ice Cream Challenge. In late June 2019, an unidentified 17-year-old was out grocery shopping when he decided to make a TikTok. In the video, the teenage girl picked up a tub of Bluebell ice cream, opened up the lid, licked the top, and then put it right back in the freezer. The video got over 11 million views, and many people were disgusted. People even said that they were never going to buy ice cream again. She was later arrested by the police in Lufkin, Texas, and charged with second-degree theft and tampering with a consumer product. The latter is a felony and carries up to 20 years in prison, since tampering with consumer products can potentially be deadly for other consumers. This silly little TikTok joke might have just cost this teenager her early adult life. For now, there are no reports of a sentence, but aside from possible prison time, the girl also faces fines up to $10,000. As if things weren't bad enough, this wasn't the last time someone went viral for pulling a stunt like this. In August 2019, 24-year-old Adrian Anderson was seen copying the viral trend in a supermarket in Jefferson County, Texas. He picked up the exact same ice cream brand, opened it, licked it, and put it back in the freezer. He was arrested shortly after, and in 2020, he was fined over $2,500 and sentenced to 30 days in prison for tampering with the products. He was also ordered to complete over 100 hours of unpaid community service. Thanks for watching. What's the worst viral video you've ever seen? Which of these viral sensations deserve to go to jail? Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on The Bad Badger.